Operation status quo. Operation status quo. Prepare to engage. Operation status quo. Ready to engage. Operation status quo. Engaged. Engaged. Hello, world. Hello, world. The whole world out there. I see you. How you doing? On a Thursday. It's a beautiful Thursday. Every day's a beautiful day. You know I say that all the time. And hello and welcome to Operation Status Quo. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Pete Palmer, your user-friendly host, broadcasting live from the comfy confines of my very own home here in beautiful Florida. Ladies and gentlemen, why don't you come on down and see me? Come on and hang out in Florida and, we can have a good time. But first and foremost, welcome to Operation Status Quo. I appreciate your time to be with me here today. If you haven't been here before, thank you so much for taking the time to do so today. It's absolutely a wonderful privilege and thrill to have you here with me on Operation Status Quo. This is this place where we observe the status quo of life. We learn to flow with the status quo of life. And then, of course, we create our own flow of quo, because that's the only way to go. So, here on Operation Status Quo, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't been with me, first of all, there is a plethora of episodes that you can watch. Oh, hey, Brandy. Brandy's on the chat. Yo, Brandy, I was thinking of you recently because I haven't noticed any comments. Usually you pop in there once in a while, and I knew you were had a trip coming up or something. But anyway, I don't know where you've been, but I'm glad you're out there. And let me give you a little round of applause for Brandy. Brandy is the official spokesperson for Operation Status Quo in the beautiful state of Pennsylvania. So if you know Brandy, heyo, tell her hello and say thank you. Thank you, Brandy, for making Pennsylvania number one on the list of Operation Status Quo. All right. So what was I saying there? Oh, yeah. If you are newer here, first and foremost, there's obviously you can go back through a multitude of shows I've done, in different topics and whatever I talk about in general. But today, there, Brandy said, you're pretty. Yes, you're pretty awesome. Thanks. Thank you, Brandy. You're the only damn one. Where's the rest of the people? I don't need anybody else though, Brandy. I got you, and that's the most important thing of all, and I appreciate it. Believe me, I always say that. Heyo. If I just make like one or two people smile, I mean, I've really done my job, right? When sometimes I think about with this channel, and I'd like to see it expand and grow and and all these different things. If I get my little 6 views and you're one of them and you're happy, gosh darn golly gee, Brandy, I'm sorry, you're making me go off topic. Yeah, but we got to say thanks to our viewers out there. Brandy, I don't know if you've seen me do, I don't know if you've been watching some of the episodes recently, but I added the close cam. I'll see if I'll break out the close cam while I'm talking today. I have it over here. But if you haven't seen it, you'll probably get to see it today. I'm not going to do it right now. I'll save it. But anyway, what was I saying? I'm saying that on this show, we talk about everything in life. And the whole point of like what we're here for and what we do is just to smile and have a good time and remember not to take everything so seriously. Yeah, sometimes we get on topics that are, more, exact or direct or whatever, and they're a little heavier sometimes. Yeah, then I kind of go off and talk about things. But generally, I like to just kind of have fun. Like, quite honestly, like, I guess the ultimate goal for me with this show would just to be, have a space where people are just like Brandy's doing today, being on the chat, and popping in. And just like having conversation, I can start to talk about something, and somebody can comment on it. And then, I would say something back. You see what I'm saying? Like interaction, because like I want everybody to share, and I want it to like kind of be its own thing instead of like, it doesn't have to be. That's why I try to do the different stuff too. Like when I do the episodes that are just the facts, ma'am, and I do this day in history, it's just like reoccurring things. And that's what we're doing today. I started today's going to be another reoccurring kind of segment that I'll do from time to time called The News You Need Not Know. And this is also a segment I used to do, like when I used to do my radio days, I had a segment called The News You Need Not Know, where I would just kind of read, whatever goofy news stories were silly news stories that were out there. And that's what we're going to do today. We're going to start a new segment here because we can't always be so serious about everything all the time and who's, trying to kill humanity and everything's going to play itself out. My goal here with this program, ladies and gentlemen, basically is just to keep people kind of like focused and like, not upset overall, because everything's going to happen what's going to happen. The world is changing. We're not stopping that. A lot of the things that we're used to and the way that we live every day, is going to change. And doesn't have to be a scary thing, right? I'm not saying it's going to be an easy thing, because, humanity, unfortunately, is so programmed into, the way they're used to doing things and what is considered normal with these, blinders on, that when we start to see these bigger truths come forth, it's going to shake people up, and it's going to, make it difficult for some people to accept and such. But we don't have to go, we don't have to worry about it like that. As long as we're each, and that's what I like to preach here. I hate to use the word preach, but what I like to try to share, is more so of like, you just have to be, calm in your heart and trust the bigger picture, and just let be whatever comes, let it be. And doesn't mean sit back in the back burner and do nothing with your life. It just means, okay, just take it in stride and just live true to yourself, be confident, strong, and keep moving forward. All right. Well, anyway, so that's it for that. And let's get into what we're doing. Today is the 21st of September in the good year 2023. And today's program is entitled, ladies and gentlemen, News You Need Not Know. So we're going to have some, let's see, I got some news stories over here. That we're going to just talk about and have some fun and hopefully some giggles. And Brandy, if you stick with me through the show, feel free to comment on anything that I'm talking about if you find it interesting. And if you don't find it interesting, Brandy, tell me that I'm not interesting, and I will end the broadcast immediately. Here we go. All right, so here we go. We got this story out of, this is in Lincolnshire, England, okay? Police rush to report of a ritual mass killing, but it turned out that it was just a yoga class. So somebody reported a ritual mass killing going on, and I found this story interesting because one of the things I do is yoga. I do teach yoga, the Bikram style yoga, if anybody's familiar with that out there. I find it interesting that somebody thought that this was a ritual killing, although some of the hardcore Christian people I come across do say that they believe that yoga is the work of Satan. So just be careful if you're going to go out there and take a yoga class. So let's see what happened here in this story. Savasana, huh? That's how they got Savasana, huh? That's what they wrote here. It seems a concerned onlooker in Lincolnshire, England, took corpse pose a bit too literally. According to a Facebook post by Seascape Cascade at the Observatory, a cafe that is also a community space, art gallery, and exercise studio, police rushed to the business shortly after a yoga class wrapped up on Wednesday around 9:30 p.m. because a concerned passerby mistook the final resting position that the entire class was participating in a mass killing. Now, I will say this. If you do go to the yoga classes, and especially the hot yoga classes, by the time you're done, and now I'm speaking really the hot yoga classes. When you're that class that I teach is 105 degrees with 40% humidity for 90 minutes. So sometimes when you're done, you do look like you're dead. But you see people are breathing. I don't know. The final resting pose, also known as they say corpse pose here, or savasana. Savasana is really the Sanskrit term for it. Typically occurs at the end of a yoga class in which people lie on their backs with their eyes closed in order to sink into a meditative state. The unidentified person reported a mass killing in our building, having seen several people laying on the floor. I mean, how does this is so funny about people, right? Just to show you, and why we do even Operation Status Quo. And when you look at society out there and think about how ridiculous it is, and you start to wonder, why is the world this way and people think this way? But I mean, you got somebody, they're doing yoga, for God's sake. They're all in a group on yoga mats in yoga clothes doing yoga posture, and they're like, why would you think it's a ritual mass killing? Like, I'm just saying, where have you ever gone that you're going to mistake a yoga class for a ritual mass killing, right? But let's see here. Yes, so having seen several people laying on the floor, the Seascape Cafe Facebook post reads, which actually turned out to be a yoga class in meditation. So they saw these. We are not part of any mad cult or crazy clubs, the post continues. All in this situation turned out positive, and we are, of course, grateful. So the police, thank God, they confirmed to Sky News and to BBC that officers received a call about the incident, blah, 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 from a caller with good intentions. Oh my God. Oh God. I'm just trying to see. Here's another part. This is so funny. Okay. So, this is Millie Laws. Millie Laws was the yoga teacher. Millie Laws, who taught the yoga class, went into more details about the incident, blah, blah, blah. Mills told the Post that several students were lying on their backs for about 30 minutes as she banged on a shamanic drum in a dark room lit by just candles during Wednesday's hour-and-a-half restorative yoga class. She told the newspaper that she was also wearing a flowy top that could have resembled a robe. I guess she wanted to try to be nice to this person, but anyway, they reported to the police that they'd seen somebody walking around a room lit up with candles that looked like dead people lying all over the floor. The couple thought it was some sort of mass killing. Oh my gosh, that is just too much. It's just, you see what I'm saying? What are we dealing with out there, people? These are the people that you run into in your everyday life. This is why the world is dysfunctional, because there's people out there like that. And this other woman here, this Millie Laws, who taught the class, trying to be kind about it in a way. I guess I got to give her credit. She tried to be kind. Well, I was wearing a flowy top that could have been mistaken for a robe, and I was stabbing multiple people while they were on the floor, so maybe that's why they thought something was going on. But oh my gosh, it's just too funny. I guess those people might have been some hardcore Christians, right? Because they look at that as satanic, the yoga, right? All right, let's go on to another story. This one's here down here in Florida, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see. Florida man rescued. Now, this is the funny part of this headline. Florida man rescued again, while attempting to cross the Atlantic in floating hamster wheel. So, I don't have the pictures up, but, it's one of those big bubble things, and you get inside and, you run around. So I guess this guy's trying to cross the Atlantic in a big inflatable hamster wheel. And Brandy says she loves people who do yoga. Brandy, you should get out there and do some yoga. You do yoga? Get out there and take a nice class. Go find a nice 90-minute hot Bikram class. Tell them I sent you. I'm sure. Actually, don't do that. You might not be able to get a spot. All right, let's see here. A Florida ultra marathoner and peace activist is facing felony charges after allegedly attempting to run across the Atlantic in a homemade hamster wheel, in what authorities said was at least his fourth attempt. I'm just going to stop right here in a sense and just say, listen, if this guy wants to put himself in some sort of hamster wheel and try to cross the Atlantic, why are we giving this guy a hard time? Let him go. Are we not increasing, basically, are we not taking away then from the negative factors of our gene pool if we're letting this person do this, right? I mean, if he wants to go out there and, 4 times, 5 times, how many times are you going to try to arrest the guy? It's like that Spider-Man guy or whatever that was always climbing the buildings. This was like back in the 90s or something. I remember, this guy got busted a couple times for, scaling the side of the building. And I'm just like, just let him climb the building, man. If he falls off, and then that's it. You don't have the problem anymore, All right, but anyway, his fourth attempt. Reza Ray Baluchi, I guess his name, Baluchi's intercoastal stunt ended approximately 60 miles off the coast of South Carolina last week after the U.S. Coast Guard said they spotted him floating in the circular cage, initially near Savannah, Georgia, during a routine preparations ahead of Hurricane Idalia. When the hurricane came through, this guy's out there in the hamster wheel, 60 miles off the coast, for God's sake, and like a hamster thing. I mean, you got to give this guy credit, right? Why are we giving him a hard time? That takes a lot of guts to go do something like that. The 51-year-old said he was heading for London, but he was repeatedly told that his vessel was unsafe and should not be in use. It was described as staying afloat through wiring and buoys, according to a copy of the criminal complaint. Oh my gosh! Let's see. Anything else about this? Baluchi allegedly refused to leave his vessel, which authorities described as a hydropod, and he threatened to stab himself if anyone tried to stop him. That's funny because I just talked about stabbing in the yoga class, but he was actually really going to stab himself. The officer stayed with him for 3 days as he continued to make his way up the coast, during which he allegedly threatened to blow himself up with a device that was later found to be phony. This is hilarious. So this guy's out there and he's threatening to kill himself, right? So they're just kind of following him. Then he says he's going to blow himself up. How much stuff does he have stored on this wheel? Matter of fact, I guess this is a picture of it here. Let me get the close cam. Hold on. Brandy, if you haven't seen the close cam yet, I'm going to do the close cam. Hold on. I got to go over here so I can get to my other camera. Oh, I see I'm buffering a little bit. Sorry if I'm buffering. I got the close cam. Hold on. It's time for the close cam. Ha! It's the close cam, and here we are having a little fun with the close cam on Operation Status Quo. Yo, are you flowing with the quo today? Hey, let's go over here so I can show you guys. This is with the hamster wheel. This guy he was trying to cross the Atlantic. He was on his way to London. You think he would have made it? Take a look. Do you think he would have made it to London on this? I don't know. You guys tell me. The close cam. Matter of fact, let me go back to the close cam so I can show you my other camera. This is the close cam, and then this is the camera that you normally see me from. They're the same. They're the same, but they're two different ones. Oh my gosh, what are we doing here? I'm showing you too much around the studio, right? You guys have to keep the ambiance set of just what the background is. All right, let's go back. This guy trying to cross the Atlantic. And I think they should have let him do it, for God's sake, you know? Let's do a couple more of these because this is fun. You guys having fun out there? Let me know what you think of this segment. Is this good as a repeat in the future? You know, because you guys are what's important to me out there, and that's what I really care about. Let's see. I see something down here that looked like it could be good. No, I saw that one. Oh, here's a good one. Nebraska police issue citation to driver with a bull riding shotgun. There's a picture of this guy. He's got a bull in the car, for God's sake. What is going on out there? Again, people, this is what we're dealing with. See, these kind of stories are funny, you know, to me, because this is what's really, this is how you get to know America. This is how, when I say America, this is how you get to know the world, you know, these kind of stories. Everything we see on mainstream, you know, is a bunch of nonsense. How about that last story with Biden walking into the flagpole and then forgetting to shake the guy's hand? Don't forget, let me just reiterate, I'll take a moment here to remind people who's ever concerned out there politically, forget about all that stuff. I will say this as many times as I possibly can. That is not by any stretch of the imagination the real Joe Biden. It's all a show on purpose to wake people up and show, you know, how bullshit our government and all this leadership that we think that we've been under suppressed by for all these years. It's just really kind of wake you up to it. Like, you wouldn't even let this guy lead you to the toilet, for God's sake. You're going to let him lead the world? I mean, if he was real, right? Okay. Let's see here. Some police officers in Nebraska recently had the weirdest traffic stop ever, and that's no bull. You see how they did that? Because there was a bull in the car? That's no bull. Actually, there was a bull, is what they're saying, and it was riding shotgun in a car along Route 275 near Norfolk Wednesday morning. Norfolk officers, responding to a call about a vehicle with a cow inside rolling through the town, assumed that they would encounter a smaller animal. They thought it was going to be a calf, something small or something that would actually fit inside the vehicle, is what the police say here. But instead, they saw a full-size bull. They saw a full-size bull. I don't know. They were trying to lead me to another link over here, so I apologize. That kind of got my attention. Reinman, I guess that's one of the cops. Reinman said, I don't know who's Reinman. I missed that part. Let me just go back up here. I don't know who the hell's Reinman. Police officers and I don't know. Anyway, the officers carried out a traffic stop and addressed some traffic violations that were occurring with that particular situation. Meyer, that's the guy driving the car. Meyer was only given a warning, not a moving violation. Get that? Not a moving violation. And asked to take Howdy Doody back home. Howdy Doody was the name of the bull. I got it now. It said they saw Howdy Doody, a full-size bull owned by Lee Mayer. I got it. Okay. Ryman was one of the officers or a spokesman for the officers, I guess. Howdy Doody is a celebrity in his hometown, often appearing at parades, but the bull's fame apparently hadn't reached Norfolk at the time of his joyride, according to Meyer's wife, Rhonda. So she said she got a call from work from my son wanting to know if dad's in jail. Someone sent news to him and he's like in jail for sending. Let me see. We got a picture of this. Let me bring the close cam back and I'll go over here to if I was like a professional, I would just like have this on screen and pull it up. But we don't like to be professional here. That's why we have the close cam and we have fun till daddy takes a T-bird away. Where's my applause? Yeah, fun till daddy takes a T-bird away. Here's Here's the bull. Here's the bull. Can you imagine if you saw this while you were driving down the street? Wouldn't that just be something else? I think that would be something else. Close cam. Oh, I got to go back over here. Close cam. The close cam. Everybody likes the close cam. All right, let's see if we do one more. Let me go back over here real quick. Oops, I'm using the wrong mouse. I have two computers over here, by the way, so... two computers, my phone. It's just ridiculous. It's too much. I can't wait till they do like everything's in the air. Remember that's like how they were doing in what Tony Stark does, he just kind of drops the thing and everything goes up and he can do everything. They did that in, what's the other movie too? Oh, I love that movie. District 9. District 9, that was some years ago. And when they were trying to restart the ship, they were using that kind of technologies. They always show you in the movies the technologies that really exist that they don't want you to know. And they go, oh, look at that. That's so neat. Maybe we'll have that one day. It's like, no, if you're seeing it in movies, they already have it. We think Star Trek, when Star Trek was on back in the 60s and stuff, they already had that technology. That's where the show came from, Let's see here. No, that doesn't sound pretty interesting. Let's see. I'm just scrolling to find one that looks like it would be kind of funny. Let's see. Guess there's not a lot of funny stuff going on here. Let's see. One more. We're going to get a good one for you here. George's Big Peanut. No, that doesn't look anything good. Ladies and gentlemen, a lot of people also would probably look at things ahead of time and know exactly which stories they were going to talk about. But why would I do that? Because, we're here to have fun together, and not... And not put too much pressure on anything. Let's see. I don't know. That's not really good either. I'm gonna have to go back. Let me go back. Let me go back. There was another. Let's see here. All right. Oh, is this in? No, okay. All right, we're gonna do this one. I don't like toilet jokes too much, so I was going to skip this one. But people like people. Oh, I must be hitting the button here on the computer because my hand is. All right, there we go. All right, hold on. I apologize, people. Just some technical stuff because I'm leaning all over two keyboards over here. All right, here we go. Last one. Officials find Michigan woman trapped inside toilet over one stinking gadget. So let's see here. Police warned to not attempt to venture inside the containment area if you lose an item in an outhouse toilet. So let's see what happened to this poor woman here in Michigan. This is Bagley Township in Michigan. A woman was rescued Tuesday from an outhouse toilet in northern Michigan after she climbed in to retrieve her Apple Watch and became trapped. There you go. I mean, do I need to say anything else? I probably should have started with that one, but in an outhouse, they still have outhouses in places. I can't believe it. Anyway, the woman whose name was not released. Yeah, you think she wants to release her name after she got stuck in the toilet trying to get her Apple Watch? She lowered herself inside the toilet after dropping the watch at the Department of Natural Resources boat launch at Dixie Lake in Otsego, Otsego, I don't know, Ostego counties. Bagley Township, blah, 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 blah. I shouldn't. I hate when I read all that stuff that way. I get myself confused. Anyway, first responders were called when the woman was heard yelling for help. The toilet was removed and the strap was used to haul the woman out. How deep down did she go? I don't understand how deep is this out? I mean, what do they do with outhouses? I mean, how deep are they? She actually climbed down into the muck to get her watch. If you lose an item in an outhouse toilet, do not attempt to venture inside the containment area. Serious injuries may occur. The state did not say Wednesday if the woman was injured or if the watch was recovered. But this area where this happened is about 240 miles northwest of Detroit. So there you go. How about a round of applause right there, ladies and gentlemen? Oh, my God, the wrong applause. Sorry about that. Nice round of applause for the woman digging into the toilet for her Apple Watch. What have you dropped in the toilet? Let me know. Drop it in the comments. Have you ever dropped anything into the toilet and dove down in there to try to get it. So anyway, that's what we did here today. I think this was fun. Did you have fun? Let me know, because I would like to continue to do this from time to time. It's a good time, and I like having stuff to read and just kind of going off I mean, I always basically go off the cuff, but I like going off the cuff, with something to interact with sometimes instead of me trying to belabor one point for 20 minutes. No, I really don't. I don't feel that way. I do. I enjoy every time when I speak. I enjoy, and I feel the messages come out, pretty good. But like I said, in general, we don't always have to be, heavy